See, Somerset's a very conservative place. So conservative, in fact, that I don't think we've ever had anything but a Conservative MP. It's very much in the right wing of politics. It's farmers and sheep, very quiet, but there's a prevalent drugs problem in Somerset because there's nothing to do. If you're a child and you have no youth club and you have nothing to do, nowhere to go, it's very, very hard for you to be into anything more than rock and roll music and into intoxicants. Where? Kersley.
Yeah. Right. It goes like in the Midlands outside Coventry.
I'm Coventry. We just played Godiva Festival in Coventry, and I had a great time at Godiva. One of the best crowds we've played for this year. A lot of loyal 853 from the Midlands, and definitely enjoy Coventry. But yeah, I mean, it's just that because it has a high drug problem, not a lot of kids leave Somerset. In my year, there was 4 of us that came to London. Just 4, and who was here. It gives you an idea that, I wrote songs like Darren, Daniel, David, addressing the early deaths of my friends,
What are those 2?
3. Darren died in a car crash. He was on amphetamines, he was on ecstasy, and lost control of the car, and he died. Daniel died of lighter gas inhalation. Dave died of a heroin overdose. It's hard to follow your dreams, it's hard to follow your aspirations, and you see people around you dying, and at the same time, if there's no work and there's no jobs in the area, it's hard to pull yourself out of the area and move to a radically different city to follow your aspirations, and it takes some guts. There's only a few of us who left, so I'm just glad I'm still here.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask sort of later on when you got the fire in your belly, but obviously
I think
it's because of
fire in the belly is just like you don't grow up with your father, you just grow up with your mother, and at the same time you've got no brothers and sisters, and you don't trust any of the people that you're around. You have to become self-determined, and you have to become totally independent. It's a total belief in yourself, because you see such badness around you. The only way you can actually escape from it is to say, come on, you've got to really do this for yourself.
There's no safety net.
Yeah, no safety net. You just can't do it. It's the whole point about the lyrics. It's like in Almanac, Almanac's really bittersweet song. We moved to London when I was 8. It's almost like fulfilling the dream, and then once you get here, the dream's not as nice as it should be. And that takes a lot of guts to be able to hold on to what your dream is, and at the same time having to put up with the everyday mundane stuff that you have to do to survive. I mean, obviously horrible jobs for years, to do market research when I was at university, and then after university I had to do sales jobs and juggled a band. So that kind of you have to have a certain amount of determination to keep juggling that on like 4 hours sleep and manage the band.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the band, but definitely with working and like trying, moving out of your own time and trying to get things going.
Especially as all of the other people around you, a lot of people jump off of uni in the first and second years, a lot of quitters, a lot of gutless people.
It's, I was just thinking about while I was at uni, and when everyone was going on protests to kind of try to get rid of, make a statement about when the tuition fees were being brought into place, and I really went to uni, and I really thought that everybody there would be in the same situation as me. I was like, okay, going up to people, so when are we going on this protest, like, you going on the coach, you sort of pitching, whatever, and they were like, actually, I've got loads of work on at the moment. And I was like, first revelation,
It's only the politics students that do it. It's only the politics students that can. I did politics. Philosophy students do, a few of the journalist students, green students into green issues tend to care. But just through doing politics at university when we were doing protests, at the time it was they were scrapping. This is the old days, but you used to have loans. Everything was loan and a grant, and now it's all loans. And we were actually protesting in those days for keeping the grants.
Yeah.
We lost that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to find that it was never really many more than a small circle of people that made the effort to go out there and protest and put their voice forward. And it's usually the kids with not much money who can. That's just my experience.
Yeah, and mine. But what was I going to say?
That's how I should struggle.
Yeah.
No.
I might throw up.
No, honestly, mate, I get my band stoned passively. It's great. It's the only way I calm it down. I don't smoke hash. I smoke loads of hash, get all stoned.
Totally. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. In like with regard to the A53 and what you're trying to do for for your community of people. And in regards to talking about the opportunities that are available for people at school, where I believe, and from my experience, depending on what school you go to, you don't really get very much self-pride and awareness of what opportunities are out there when you don't go to such an established, great school.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally with you on this question. I've certainly played into my psyche on this one. Yeah, I'm totally with you. What I see is, I see it like a two-tier system, okay, of education. So, first of all, right, let's got to explain this more fully. You have comprehensive schools, you have private schools, but at the same time, you had the eradication of the old grammar school system. So it meant if you were poor but you had brains, it was tough shit really. You had to go to a comprehensive. And if you didn't get a scholarship or a sponsorship from a private school, that was it. You were stuck in that comprehensive. So when I went to school, I took an exam for the private school and I took an exam for the comprehensive school, and I passed them both. So I could have gone to a private school, but me and my mother sat down when I was 11 and we opted not to go to the private school, and I went to the comprehensive.
So she must have been
pretty cool with her morals.
Yeah.
This is the thing, and I know that I would have had things maybe a bit easier if I'd gone to a private school, but we opted not because I'm a working class kid and I would have been bullied at that private school. I would have been made to feel horrible about my wealth, and you would have felt like a total outsider. Exactly.
Yeah, trying to afford a uniform.
Yeah, trying to afford anything. And I knew I couldn't do it, so and Mum agreed with that. I went to comprehensive and I fulfilled my expectations, and I got my A-levels and I went to university. But for a lot of kids who are coming from comprehensive schooling system and also coming from a state school system, it's very difficult for them to have the determination, be focused and be strong enough to pull themselves through that system and get themselves through to the A-levels to university. When I went to university, I was at not one of the best ones, one of the worst universities. I think it was 120 universities in the country and I was 92nd, so not very good. But
what is that
on the league,
UCAS?
on the UCAS league tables, right? But I still got a 2-1 from the university, but my 2-1 is not worth as much as someone getting a 2-1 from Oxford or Cambridge. So how much is my university degree worth, even though I've got a 2-1 when I'm going up against people, when I'm going up for employment, who've got 2-1s from more established universities? And I also found that when I was at university, the people that were at unis were very middle class. It was very rare you would meet other working class kids. And most people would actually think that I was either middle class or a rich kid just because of the way I talk or by the way I present to myself, so that I was articulate enough to sort of make people sort of think other things. But I always knew where I was from. I always knew I was a working class kid.